Success demands consistency. Think about that. It's not a one-time push, it's the daily small steps we take that build something truly significant. Now, here's the key. It's easy to do, but it's just as easy to not to do. And that's where people get tripped up. Let's take a look at consistency. It's not a flashy habit, is it? It doesn't usually get applause. But consistency, that's the backbone of achievement. Showing up even on the days when motivation is low, that's what separates those who wish from those who win. You see, success isn't about doing something extraordinary once. It's about doing the simple things day in and day out. Imagine planting a seed today and expecting a full-grown tree tomorrow. Sounds unrealistic, right? Success is the same way. It takes time and patience. It takes regular watering, regular effort, and a lot of persistence. Now, here's what happens when you commit to being consistent. The results may seem small at first, but over time, those small, consistent efforts create a compound effect. Just like saving a little bit every day adds up, consistently taking action builds skills, creates confidence, and ultimately delivers success. So, don't be discouraged if you don't see massive results right away. Keep going, keep putting in the effort, and remember that every step forward is a step closer to your goal. And the beautiful thing about consistency, once you're in the rhythm, it's easier to keep going than to stop. People sometimes look for shortcuts, thinking they can skip the process. But in reality, the only shortcut to success is consistency. Keep showing up, keep putting in the work. And in time, you'll find that success will come not because you did it all at once, but because you stayed steady. That's the beauty of success. It's not magic, it's consistency. So make a commitment to yourself. Decide today that you'll keep going no matter what. Because if you do, you'll find that success is not something you chase, it's something that meets you along the path of consistency. Consistency is the foundation on which success is built, a fundamental truth that holds firm across every area of achievement. It's easy to be motivated for a day, a week, even a few months. The real test comes when the initial excitement fades, and only the work remains. The consistency is where dreams meet reality, where the vision transforms into actual results. This isn't about flashy, sudden victories, but about the small, often unnoticed efforts that accumulate over time and produce substantial, long-lasting outcomes. When you hear about someone achieving success, understand that it wasn't a one-time push or a lucky break. It was the product of showing up, day after day, often in the face of adversity, with an unwavering dedication to the goal. At the core, consistency builds success because it creates momentum. Every small action compounds, leading you toward your goal with each step. Imagine pushing a heavy boulder. The first few movements are tough, and it hardly seems like it's moving at all. But with each push, it becomes easier to keep the boulder in motion, and soon it's rolling on its own. Success works the same way. Each day you invest in your goals, you're building a momentum that becomes harder to stop. Those little actions, whether it's practicing, studying, refining your skills, or learning from mistakes, each one builds on the last. Over time, they accumulate into expertise, into confidence, into success. And success is not something that can be rushed. It's the reward for consistency, for showing up every single day, especially when it feels like progress is slow or when no one else is watching. Now, let's think about what happens if we approach our goals inconsistently. There's a common scenario many people face, starting strong with a burst of energy, but fading out as time goes on. With inconsistent effort, there is little room for progress to build because each effort is separated by lapses in action. It's like planting seeds and then failing to water them every day. Without consistency, the ground remains dry, and the seeds of success never have a chance to take root, let alone grow. With each missed opportunity to show up, you lose momentum. Building it back up becomes a new challenge, and over time it's easy to give up altogether. Consistency, however, provides a solid foundation that keeps you moving forward, even if the progress is gradual. Inconsistency also fuels self-doubt, making the path to success seem unpredictable and difficult. When you don't commit to a regular course of action, you lose trust in your ability to achieve results, and doubt starts to cloud your vision. Consistency, on the other hand, builds confidence. With each small action you complete, you strengthen your belief in yourself and your capabilities, and in the attainability of your goal. Every time you show up, you're reinforcing a habit of discipline, a habit of resilience. Even if the steps seem small, they are nonetheless steps forward, and each one reinforces the belief that progress is possible. Consistency allows us to embrace the process, to accept that there's a journey involved and that each step has value. When people focus only on the end goal, they often lose sight of the importance of the process itself. But consistency teaches us that the journey is just as valuable as the destination. In fact, it's through consistency that we refine our skills, learn from our mistakes, and become better. Each day of consistent action is an opportunity to grow, to adapt, and to learn. And when we focus on showing up every day, Rather than getting it perfect every time, we find that we are moving closer to success, little by little, learning with each step. Consistency is a teacher, guiding us through the ups and downs of progress and shaping us into people capable of handling the success we are working toward. Success built on consistency also creates a deeper sense of fulfillment. When you know that you have worked consistently over time, that success feels earned. It's not something that just appeared or something you stumbled upon by chance. It's a direct result of your efforts, of every small decision you made along the way to keep going, even when the path was challenging. This sense of fulfillment can only come from knowing that you did the work, that you didn't take shortcuts or give up. It's the result of steady, disciplined effort, and it brings a sense of satisfaction that no shortcut could ever provide. This is the reward of consistency, knowing that you created your success, one day at a time, one step at a time. Consistency also enables resilience, an essential quality for anyone who wants to achieve lasting success. When we show up consistently, even on the hard days, we're building mental toughness. Life will throw challenges, setbacks, and obstacles our way, that's a guarantee. But if we've practiced consistency, if we're used to showing up regardless of how we feel or what the circumstances are, we've built a resilience that will carry us through those tough times. Consistency teaches us to persevere, to weather the storms and keep moving forward, even when things aren't going our way. This resilience is the armor that keeps us steady when challenges arise. Instead of giving up, we dig deeper, because we're already familiar with the routine of showing up, of pushing through, of sticking with it. In today's world, where instant results and quick fixes are constantly promoted, consistency stands as a reminder of the power of gradual, sustained effort. It's not always glamorous or immediately rewarding, but it's far more reliable. It's like saving a little bit of money every day versus hoping for a sudden windfall. The small, consistent savings may not look impressive at first, but over time they create a substantial amount. Success works the same way. The small, steady efforts compound, and before you know it, you've created something meaningful, something lasting. And while the world may not celebrate each small effort along the way, the results of those efforts will speak for themselves in the end. Consistency also sharpens focus. When you commit to a daily practice, a daily effort toward your goal, you start to prioritize and eliminate distractions. You become more aware of what truly matters and what doesn't. This focus helps you stay aligned with your goal, keeping you from getting sidetracked by short-term temptations or distractions. Consistency is a commitment, and through that commitment, you develop a clarity of purpose. Each day you show up, you're reminded of why you're doing what you're doing, and this keeps you on course. The focus that consistency brings is invaluable, because it helps you see the path forward clearly, no matter what obstacles appear. Another powerful aspect of consistency is the growth it fosters. When we commit to showing up regularly, we are giving ourselves room to improve, to refine, to learn. Consistency creates a space where growth can happen naturally. Each day as we engage with our goals, we learn new things, gain insights, and make progress, even if it's just a little bit. This growth is steady and sustainable, unlike the short-lived gains from sporadic efforts. Over time, consistent effort leads to mastery, to a deep understanding of our craft or our goals that only comes from regular practice. This growth becomes part of who we are, and it carries us forward with greater ease and skill. It's important to recognize that consistency doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean every day will be the same or that there won't be setbacks. But consistency means showing up, even when things aren't ideal, even when you don't feel like it. It's about keeping a promise to yourself, honoring the commitment you made to your goal. Some days will be better than others, but the act of showing up each day reinforces your dedication and brings you closer to your goal. Success built on consistency understands that progress isn't always a straight line. There will be ups and downs. But through it all, the consistent effort carries you forward, through every challenge, every moment of doubt, every temporary setback. In the end, consistency builds success because it creates a reliable, unbreakable chain of actions that add up over time. Each day, each effort, each step forward links together, forming a path toward your goal. It may not always look exciting, and sometimes it might feel like you're moving slowly, but with consistency, you're always moving. And in time, those small steps become a journey that leads you to the very success you set out to achieve. With consistency, success is not just possible, it's inevitable. The compound effect is a principle that reveals how small, seemingly insignificant actions can lead to significant results over time. It's a simple concept, yet profoundly powerful when applied to any area of life, from personal growth to financial success, from health and fitness to career advancement. At its core, the compound effect is about the impact of incremental gains and the massive outcomes that accumulate when these gains are consistently applied. Every small choice, every repeated behavior, and every effort builds on itself, creating a powerful momentum that drives you forward, often in ways that are hardly noticeable in the short term but transformative over time. One of the most challenging aspects of the compound effect is that its results are rarely immediate. People often underestimate the power of small actions because the effects are not instant. There is a tendency to believe that bigger actions lead to more significant results. And while that can sometimes be true, it's the repeated small actions that hold the most potential for lasting change. It's like planting a seed. You don't see the growth immediately, but with consistent watering, exposure to sunlight, and patience, that seed eventually grows into a tree. The compound effect works the same way in our lives. Each small action is like a drop of water for that seed, and over time, those actions nourish growth, bringing about a transformation that is all but inevitable. Consider the example of personal finances. Imagine setting aside just a small amount of money each day. To some, this amount might seem inconsequential at first. A few dollars here, a few dollars there, how much could it possibly add up to? But over time, with consistent deposits and the addition of interest, that small daily contribution grows into a substantial savings account. This is the power of the compound effect in action. The initial amount may seem insignificant, but with time and persistence, it multiplies. What was once a small sum becomes significant wealth, not through any grand financial gesture, but through the commitment to a consistent, disciplined approach. The compound effect can also be seen in personal health and fitness. A single workout or healthy meal may not seem like it's making much difference. In fact, it's tempting to skip a workout or indulge in unhealthy foods, because in isolation, these actions don't appear to have much of an impact. But with the compound effect, it's not the single workout or meal that counts, it's the accumulation of choices over time. Each workout builds on the last, each healthy meal contributes to a stronger, healthier body. Over weeks, months, and years, these small actions accumulate, leading to substantial changes in fitness, energy, and overall health. The compound effect reminds us that while individual actions may appear small, they contribute to a far larger picture when performed consistently. When people see the achievements of others, they often focus on the big accomplishments, the highlights. It's easy to overlook the countless small actions, decisions, and sacrifices that led to those accomplishments. But in reality, every great success story is built on a foundation of small, consistent steps. A writer finishes a book by writing a little each day. An entrepreneur builds a successful business by making small daily efforts. A musician masters their craft by practicing consistently over time. These individuals may have started with a vision, but it was their commitment to small, repeated actions that brought their vision to life. The compound effect reminds us that success isn't a sudden event, it's the product of disciplined, consistent effort over an extended period. The beauty of the compound effect is that it doesn't require grand gestures or monumental effort. It's accessible to everyone because it's based on simple everyday actions. Success with the compound effect doesn't require a special talent or an extraordinary effort, it requires consistency. It's about making slightly better choices each day and letting those choices add up over time. Anyone can start applying the compound effect by making small, positive changes in their daily routine. Whether it's reading a few pages of a book each day, practicing a new skill for a few minutes, or making healthier food choices, these small changes may not seem like much on their own, but they have the potential to transform one's life when applied consistently. In relationships, the compound effect is equally powerful. A single act of kindness or a moment of genuine interest may not seem like much, but when repeated regularly, these actions build trust, affection, and deeper connections over time. Relationships are strengthened not by occasional grand gestures, but by consistent everyday acts of love, respect, and support. A marriage, for example, thrives not on occasional romantic gestures, but on the consistent demonstration of care, understanding, and effort. The compound effect reminds us that it's the little things, the daily interactions, the small moments of appreciation and support that create a lasting bond. Over time, these small actions build a foundation of love and trust that can weather any challenge. The compound effect also has a powerful influence on personal development. Often, people set ambitious goals for themselves, like learning a new language, developing a skill, or pursuing a new career. At the beginning, the journey can seem daunting and it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But when approached with the compound effect in mind, even the biggest goals become manageable. Breaking down a goal into small, consistent steps allows for steady progress without overwhelming oneself. Each small effort, each bit of practice, each lesson learned adds up over time. When people apply this approach to personal growth, they often find that they achieve far more than they ever thought possible. The compound effect teaches us that even the loftiest goals are within reach if we approach them with patience and persistence. Another critical aspect of the compound effect is that it doesn't just apply to positive actions. Negative habits and choices can also accumulate over time, leading to undesirable outcomes. Just as small, positive actions can lead to success, small, negative actions can lead to setbacks. A person who skips workouts regularly, indulges in unhealthy foods, or neglects their personal finances may not notice the consequences immediately. But over time, these small, seemingly harmless actions accumulate, creating problems that become harder to reverse. The compound effect is always at work, whether we're making positive or negative choices. It's a reminder to be mindful of our daily actions, knowing that they will compound for better or worse over time. The compound effect requires patience and a long-term perspective. In a world that often values instant gratification, the idea of waiting for results can be challenging. But true, lasting success rarely happens overnight. It's a gradual process that unfolds through consistent effort. People who understand the compound effect are willing to wait, to trust in the power of their small, consistent actions, knowing that they are building something of lasting value. This patience is a critical part of the process, allowing one to stay focused on the goal, even when immediate results aren't visible. Those who embrace the compound effect understand that the journey may be slow, but the rewards will come in time. The compound effect also brings clarity to the importance of making deliberate, intentional choices. Every action we take is a choice, and each choice contributes to the direction we're moving in. The compound effect reminds us to be conscious of these choices, to recognize that even the smallest actions have an impact. When people become more aware of the power of the compound effect, they start to make better choices, knowing that each one adds up. They understand that every decision, no matter how small, is shaping their future. This awareness creates a sense of responsibility, encouraging people to take control of their actions and align them with their goals. One of the most empowering aspects of the compound effect is that it gives people the power to change their lives no matter where they are starting from. Success is not reserved for those who start with the most resources or the greatest talent. It's available to anyone who is willing to apply consistent effort. The compound effect levels the playing field, allowing anyone to achieve their goals by making small, positive choices and sticking with them over time. This is a message of hope, a reminder that no matter where we are starting from, we have the ability to create change through the power of small, consistent actions. Ultimately, the compound effect is a force that shapes every aspect of our lives. It's the principle that every action, every decision, and every effort matters. The compound effect teaches us that we don't need to do extraordinary things to create extraordinary results. Instead, we need to do ordinary things with extraordinary consistency. It's about committing to the process, trusting in the power of small actions, and allowing time to do its work. With the compound effect, success is not a distant dream, but a result that unfolds naturally, day by day, step by step. When we embrace this principle, we gain the power to create lasting change in our lives, one small action at a time. Avoiding shortcuts is a mindset, an approach that values long-term growth, resilience, and sustainable success over immediate gratification. In a world where we're constantly bombarded with quick-fix solutions, life hacks, and instant results, it can be tempting to seek the fastest route to our goals. However, true, lasting success is rarely achieved by shortcuts. Instead, it's cultivated through dedication, patience, and a commitment to a journey of growth and mastery. Shortcuts may offer momentary wins or superficial achievements, but they often lead to an erosion of true progress, and in many cases, can even prevent us from reaching our full potential. When we avoid shortcuts, we're making a conscious choice to engage deeply with the process, building a foundation that will support us for years to come. This is because the path to success is as much about who we become as it is about what we achieve. It's in the journey that we develop our skills, refine our character, and grow into the person capable of sustaining the success we desire. When we choose to avoid shortcuts, we commit to putting in the necessary effort and energy to truly understand the work required. The time invested in the process is what allows us to gain valuable experience, skills, and insight that no shortcut can ever provide. Shortcuts bypass the learning curve, which is essential for real growth. This learning curve is where we stumble, make mistakes, and ultimately gain the wisdom and resilience needed to face future challenges. By taking shortcuts, we miss out on this invaluable process, which ultimately weakens our ability to navigate similar challenges in the future. Avoiding shortcuts, on the other hand, provides us with the fortitude and know how to tackle difficult situations, even when they appear daunting. For instance, consider someone aiming to become a successful athlete. If they were to rely solely on performance-enhancing substances or shortcuts in training, they may see quick results in the beginning. However, without a commitment to building their strength, stamina, and technique through disciplined training, these results are unlikely to last. Over time, their lack of foundational work will likely lead to setbacks, as their body and skills are unprepared for the rigors of true competition. The real journey to athletic success is long, requiring consistent dedication, practice, and self-discipline. The athlete who chooses to avoid shortcuts and instead engages in rigorous training, takes care of their health, and learns from their setbacks is the one who ultimately builds the strength and resilience to achieve lasting success. This principle applies to virtually every area of life, from career advancement to personal growth, relationships, and health. In the realm of career development, the allure of shortcuts is equally strong. People may look for ways to quickly rise up the ladder, aiming to bypass essential learning steps by taking on tasks that may be beyond their current skill set or responsibilities. However, true expertise and value in any field are built through a gradual accumulation of knowledge and experience. Those who try to skip this development by relying on shortcuts may achieve a momentary position, but without the necessary foundation, their success is often short-lived. Avoiding shortcuts is also closely tied to the development of personal integrity and accountability. When we avoid shortcuts, we commit to doing things the right way, even if it means additional time and effort. This commitment to integrity builds character, teaching us the importance of honesty and dedication to our work. Shortcuts, in contrast, often require cutting corners or compromising on quality, which can lead to ethical lapses and a weakening of our own sense of integrity. Avoiding shortcuts reinforces our accountability to ourselves and others, as we are consistently making choices that align with our values and principles. This sense of accountability, once established, serves as a strong foundation for all our future endeavors, providing us with a moral compass that guides our decisions, even in challenging situations. The concept of avoiding shortcuts also applies to our personal growth and self-development. Many people look for quick fixes to improve themselves, whether it's a new self-help book that promises instant transformation, a trend that offers fast results, or a program that claims to eliminate the hard work. While these quick fixes may provide temporary motivation, they rarely lead to real, lasting change. True self-development requires patience, introspection, and a willingness to face our own limitations and challenges. By avoiding shortcuts, we commit to engaging fully with this process, understanding that real growth takes time and effort. We learn to embrace the discomfort that comes with change, knowing that it is through this discomfort that we ultimately grow and transform. In relationships, avoiding shortcuts is essential for building trust and deep connections. Genuine relationships are built over time through shared experiences, open communication, and a commitment to understanding and supporting one another. There are no shortcuts to developing trust or intimacy. They require consistent effort, vulnerability, and honesty. When people try to take shortcuts in relationships, such as by pretending to be someone they're not or avoiding difficult conversations, they ultimately undermine the foundation of the relationship. Avoiding shortcuts means being authentic, showing up consistently, and making the effort to understand and appreciate the other person. This approach may take more time and may involve facing uncomfortable truths, but it ultimately leads to deeper, more meaningful connections that stand the test of time. Avoiding shortcuts also encourages us to develop a growth mindset. When we focus on the process rather than the immediate outcome, we begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to be avoided. Each setback becomes a valuable learning experience, helping us to build resilience and adaptability. With a growth mindset, we understand that the journey is just as important as the destination, and that every step we take along the way is an essential part of our development. This mindset allows us to stay motivated and committed even when progress seems slow, knowing that every effort is contributing to our long-term success. The benefits of avoiding shortcuts are cumulative, building a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that cannot be replicated by taking the easy way out. There is a profound sense of pride that comes from knowing we have put in the work, that we have earned our success through dedication and perseverance. This sense of accomplishment becomes a source of inner strength and motivation, reinforcing our commitment to continue along the path of growth and improvement. In contrast, shortcuts often leave us feeling empty, as any success achieved without effort lacks the depth and satisfaction of genuine accomplishment. In our society, the temptation to take shortcuts is everywhere. We live in a culture that values speed and efficiency, often at the expense of quality and authenticity. However, by choosing to avoid shortcuts, we set ourselves apart, committing to a path of integrity and excellence. This commitment not only benefits us personally, but also sets a positive example for others, showing that true success is built on a foundation of hard work, resilience, and dedication. It encourages others to value the journey and to recognize that shortcuts may offer temporary gains, but they rarely lead to lasting success. Avoiding shortcuts also prepares us for the inevitable challenges that arise along the way. When we've put in the time and effort to build a strong foundation, we're better equipped to handle setbacks and obstacles. We've developed the skills, knowledge, and resilience to navigate difficult situations, allowing us to continue moving forward even when the going gets tough. Shortcuts, by their nature, leave us unprepared for these challenges, as we haven't taken the time to build the necessary foundation. By avoiding shortcuts, we build a reservoir of inner strength and confidence, knowing that we have the tools and experience to overcome any obstacle. Ultimately, avoiding shortcuts is about embracing the process of growth, understanding that true success is not achieved overnight. It's about valuing the journey as much as the destination and recognizing that each step along the way is an opportunity for learning and improvement. By committing to this approach, we cultivate qualities such as patience, resilience, and integrity, which become the foundation of our success. These qualities are not only essential for achieving our goals, but also for sustaining them over the long term. When we avoid shortcuts, we're not just working toward a specific outcome, we're building a legacy, a foundation that will support us for years to come. This commitment to the process, to doing things the right way, becomes a source of strength and fulfillment that can never be achieved through shortcuts. Commitment to consistency is a foundational principle that drives growth, achievement, and mastery in any area of life. It's the act of showing up day after day, putting in the effort required to move closer to our goals, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Consistency is about forming habits, building routines, and creating a structure that allows us to progress over time. It's not about grand gestures or occasional intense bursts of effort. Rather, it's about steady, sustained effort that, over time, leads to extraordinary results. Many people underestimate the power of consistency, believing that they can achieve success through sporadic efforts or by simply trying hard when it feels convenient. However, true success requires a commitment to keep going, even on days when motivation wanes and progress feels slow. Commitment to consistency means understanding that small actions, repeated consistently, build momentum and lead to big results. In every pursuit, whether it's personal, professional, or physical, commitment to consistency is what separates those who achieve lasting success from those who merely experience temporary wins. Consider someone training to run a marathon. If they only run occasionally when they feel like it, they'll likely struggle to complete the race, let alone perform well. But if they commit to a regular training schedule, gradually increasing their endurance and strength over time, they'll be fully prepared when race day arrives. This doesn't mean that every training session will be easy or enjoyable, but the consistency of effort builds a level of preparedness that cannot be achieved any other way. The same principle applies to learning a new skill, advancing in a career, or building meaningful relationships. Each of these areas requires ongoing effort and dedication over time to see real, lasting progress. Consistency may not be glamorous or exciting, but it is powerful, and it is essential for meaningful growth and development. A commitment to consistency also involves setting clear intentions and sticking to them. It's easy to make promises to ourselves, especially when motivation is high, but it's much harder to follow through when enthusiasm fades. Commitment to consistency requires us to stay focused on our goals, even when it would be easier to give up or postpone our efforts. It's about doing what we said we would do, not because we feel like it in the moment, but because we feel like it in the moment, but because we've made a commitment to ourselves. This kind of self-discipline is crucial for success, as it allows us to keep moving forward, even when the going gets tough. It teaches us the importance of honoring our word and following through on our intentions, building self-respect and a sense of accomplishment over time. Consistency also has a cumulative effect. Each small action we take may seem insignificant in isolation, but when repeated consistently over time, these actions add up to create substantial results. This is often referred to as the compound effect, where the outcomes of our efforts multiply over time. For instance, someone who saves a small amount of money every month may not see much impact at first, but over years, these small contributions add up to a significant sum. The same is true for developing new skills or habits. The initial progress may be slow, and it may be tempting to abandon the effort in favor of something that offers immediate results. However, those who stick with it, who continue to put in the effort day after day, eventually see the fruits of their labor. They reach a point where the accumulation of their efforts becomes undeniable, and their progress accelerates, often surpassing the results of those who sought quick fixes or shortcuts. One of the biggest challenges of maintaining commitment to consistency is the need for patience. In our fast-paced world, where instant gratification is readily available, patience has become a rare virtue. Many people give up on their goals simply because they don't see immediate results, failing to realize that true success takes time. Commitment to consistency requires us to develop patience, to trust that our efforts will pay off, even if we can't see the results right away. It's about keeping our eyes on the bigger picture, understanding that each step we take brings us closer to our goal, even if the progress feels slow. This patience not only helps us stay committed, but also allows us to enjoy the journey, to appreciate each small step as part of a larger process of growth and achievement. Consistency also requires resilience. There will inevitably be setbacks and obstacles along the way, moments when progress seems to stall, or challenges arise that make it difficult to stay on track. Commitment to consistency means finding ways to overcome these obstacles, to keep moving forward, even when the path becomes difficult. This resilience is built over time, as we face challenges and learn to navigate them without giving up on our goals. Each time we overcome a setback, we strengthen our commitment to consistency, developing the mental toughness needed to persevere. This resilience not only helps us achieve our goals, but also builds confidence in our ability to handle future challenges, creating a foundation of strength and self-assurance that supports us in all areas of life. Commitment to consistency also has a positive impact on our identity. When we consistently engage in actions that align with our goals, we begin to see ourselves as someone who is dedicated, disciplined, and capable of achieving success. This shift in identity reinforces our commitment, as we no longer view consistency as something we have to force ourselves to do, but rather as a natural part of who we are. Our actions shape our beliefs about ourselves, and over time, these beliefs become deeply ingrained, making it easier to stay committed to our goals. This transformation of identity is one of the most powerful aspects of consistency, as it creates a self-reinforcing cycle of positive action and self-belief that propels us forward. Another important aspect of commitment to consistency is the ability to stay focused on our goals, even when distractions and competing priorities arise. In today's world, it's easy to become sidetracked by new opportunities, responsibilities, or demands on our time. However, those who are truly committed to consistency understand the importance of staying focused on their goals, of prioritizing their efforts, and resisting the temptation to deviate from their path. This focus requires discipline and a clear understanding of our priorities, as well as the ability to say no to distractions that do not align with our goals. By maintaining our focus, we ensure that our efforts are directed toward the things that matter most, allowing us to make steady progress without being pulled off course. Commitment to consistency is not just about the actions we take, but also about the mindset we bring to our efforts. It requires a positive attitude, a willingness to embrace challenges, and a belief in our ability to succeed. When we approach our goals with a positive mindset, we're more likely to stay motivated and to see setbacks as opportunities for growth rather than as reasons to give up. This positive attitude fuels our commitment, helping us to stay consistent even when the journey is difficult. It reminds us that each step we take, no matter how small, brings us closer to our goal, and that the effort we put in today will pay off in the future. Consistency is often the key factor that separates those who achieve their goals from those who fall short. Many people have dreams, aspirations, and goals, but few are willing to put in the sustained effort required to achieve them. It's easy to start something with enthusiasm, but true success requires the ability to continue, to keep going when the initial excitement fades and the real work begins. Those who are committed to consistency understand that success is not a one-time event, but the result of continuous effort and improvement. They know that each day presents an opportunity to move closer to their goal, and that the accumulation of small actions over time leads to lasting achievement. By making a commitment to consistency, we set ourselves up for long-term success. We create a structure and routine that supports our goals, allowing us to make steady progress even when life becomes challenging. This commitment builds discipline, resilience, and a strong sense of purpose, empowering us to overcome obstacles and to stay focused on what matters most. Through consistency, we not only achieve our goals, but also build a foundation of strength, confidence, and self-belief that serves us in all areas of life.